Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Here's a quick Friday update for you on the next stimulus package and the state of our country. Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi said that Democrats in the White House are miles apart on the next coronavirus stimulus relief package. To this, there was a rumor that Mitch McConnell said, the good news is, with distances like that, the coronavirus won't spread. We'll be social distanced. We're doing great. Okay, just kidding. He didn't actually say that, but that's exactly how frustrating this whole situation feels right now. But to make frustrating matters even worse, take a look at states that tell us or have already given us responses on whether or not they're actually going to implement Donald Trump's executive order on the unemployment boost. Remember, states are supposed to implement systems to give people on unemployment $300 per week plus $100 as a state contribution. That would be $400 per week. Well, take a look at this map that has been released by reporters today. This map shows that states in red have already indicated that they will not implement the executive order. The executive order means $300 and $100. Well, California, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and New York are saying, nope, sorry, we ain't doing that. Then you got states in yellow saying, okay, well, maybe we'll implement it, like Ohio over here or South Carolina. Maybe we'll implement it, but we probably won't do the $100 boost. Then you got states in purple saying, yeah, we're not sure if we could do this. And so far, you've only got one state saying, yep, we got you. We can do it. And it's West Virginia. That's it. Every other state is like, probably not looking good right now. So in other words, guess who gets screwed again? The people. And this is extremely frustrating. It seems like anytime we rely on the government, we get screwed. And it just pisses me off. Furthermore, it looks like the odds of actually seeing a stimulus check or any unemployment boost from the federal government because of this month in August, are lower than the odds of us winning the lottery. Trump also spoke today, and here's what he had to say. First, he reminded us that the YouTube course pricing ends tonight. It changes tonight. Okay, he didn't say that. I said that. But anyway, he actually said, I've directed the Treasury to send direct payments to all Americans, but Democrats are holding this up. He said, the SBA has been directed to send more PPP funding, but Democrats are holding this up. Donald Trump said, I'm ready to send rental assistance to hardworking Americans, but Democrats are holding this up. I'm ready to send $105 billion to schools for personnel protective equipment, PPE, but Democrats are holding this up. Donald Trump said that he's waiting for Democrats to approve all of these items, to which Democrats respond and say, we passed a HEROES Act that does all of those things 89 days ago, and Republicans are refusing to meet Democrats at the middle with a $2 trillion package rather than a $3 trillion package or a $1 trillion package. To this, Donald Trump and the White House say, well, we don't want to bail out state and local governments. State and local governments are expected to have a $555 billion budgetary shortfall over the next few years. Democrats want to provide around $900 billion in funding to cover these shortfalls and additional expenses because of the pandemic. Donald Trump and the Republicans say, we don't want to bail out blue states. Furthermore, on Russia's vaccine for COVID-19, Donald Trump says that he hopes it works. He says, we think it's important to go through a system of trials, which we know that the Russian vaccine has not really gone through a system of trials. Apparently it's gone through one with a few dozen volunteers. And Donald Trump says that we have 6 leading vaccines in trials and that we should be expecting good news on a vaccine soon. Although Donald Trump has literally said that we should be expecting good news on a vaccine soon since March. China and the United States also agreed to delay their trade deal check-in again, which is actually a good thing for markets despite major tensions between White House and China. Obviously, we're seeing major increasing tensions with things like the banning of TikTok coming up. And generally, this is not good. It's not good for the markets. It's not good for people's certainty. It's not good for the economy. It creates a lot of problems. In fact, some of you might remember in 2018, towards the end of the year, the stock market had a substantial pullback, partially because of these sorts of tensions. By the way, I also updated my current stock picks in my 1337 V4 portfolio. So feel free to check that out in the links down below. It is metkevin.com, not me, Kevin. Go to metkevin.com/1337V4 and you'll see the latest picks. Donald Trump also said he would consider giving $25 billion to the post office if Democrats work with Trump's on other priorities, such as limiting bailouts for state and local governments. Well, as if the latest news over the economy and China and the growing pandemic aren't enough, check this out. Going to college right now after high school used to be sort of a rite of passage for millions of us. I went to UCLA. But now, according to the USA Today, 40% of incoming college freshmen are likely not to attend any four-year college this year. Even Harvard reported that more than 20% of its incoming freshman class are deferring enrollment. Then again, if you're going to Harvard this fall, you've probably got options like, hey dad, instead of going to college, how about you just give me a small loan of $200,000 and let me help you run the family business. Promise not to drive the Maserati to the yacht club too often. Now, in fairness to colleges, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York says that even with COVID, there is a downside of not going to college. In fact, if you defer college by a year, they say your lifetime earnings will be down $90,000. And I'm like, seriously? You want me to go to college during a pandemic? I'll do something else. If I'm gonna take Zoom classes, I may as well take Zoom classes on something other than Aristotle and calculus. I may as well take some Zoom classes and learn how to be a real estate agent, a lender, a contractor, do a 3D scanning business, get a YouTube course. There are plenty of other things to do. But spending 50 grand a year on college, room, and board for Zoom classes? Doesn't seem like a good idea right now. At the same time, COVID cases are declining, but the death rate in the United States is up. Some say that COVID cases are only declining because, well, now the White House has the ability to filter the amount of COVID cases because COVID cases have to go from hospitals to the HHS, which is a department run by Trump and his appointees, and then it'll get sent to the CDC. Because it always makes sense to add more departments to the government. In much worse news, Denny's now reports that it faces an 11.9% chance of going bankrupt. This means that the very popular Build Your Own Grand Slam breakfast might soon become Build Your Own Bankruptcy Breakfast. And that's not just shared by customers, but it's shared by millions of small businesses around our country. After all, Yelp finds that almost 55% of businesses, small businesses in the United States, might close their doors permanently through this pandemic. Well, folks, there you have the latest of what's going on in the world, the latest progress, which is honestly not much, which is very, very disappointing.